Aries ascendant. Now, if you observe, your Jupiter will be in the first house. This is going to give you new opportunities in the month of March. But you also have to observe that Mars will leave its exaltation in the month of March, will join Aquarius. It will also join the Venus position, which will be in the Aquarius zodiac sign, Saturn, which is in the Aquarius. So you can see a lot is happening around your 11th house, which means that your wishes and expectation will keep on changing. You won't be able to stand on one thing, but you might be pulled into different dimensions, especially if you are into business. People who are into the field of social media will see great boost during this time. People involved in digital business, people involved in brand management will see great boost during this time. Also, people who are involved in the political sphere, or if you are involved in manufacturing industry, petrochemical industry, energy sector, will also see career boost in the month of March. But you will also have to be very careful, because March will experience a Venus, Saturn and Mars conjunction in Aquarius. Now, Mars and Venus are your 1st and 7th lord, whereas Saturn is your 10th lord. So your entire Kendra Bhava, that means 1, 7, 10 will be in the 11th house. Although this can be extremely positive, this can help you develop new skills, this can help you bring new adventures in life, this can help you start new ventures, good time for startups, but as long as you are grounded and you are focusing on the reality. Any misadventure, anything that you are doing it out of excitement without proper planning will meet a lot of problems because of the Venus and Martian energy connect with Saturn. Do not forget that in the middle of March, Sun will also exit out and will enter the Pisces zodiac sign, and there will be Mercury, Sun and Rahu conjunction in the sign of Pisces. This can create unwanted expenses this particular month. So manage and control your expenses. Because too many planets are converging in the 10th, 11th and 12th house this particular month. This month will be more about career, more focused about your work, and you will see that you are doing much more than you have planned. Even if you are a homemaker, you will end up doing more activity at your home rather than what you have planned. This can reduce the rest or sleep hours for all of you. Try to maintain that, focus on your health. But if I say this is going to be a very active month, that won't be a mistake. It is going to be a very active and a life-changing month for Aries, Ascendant and Moon sign native. For you, best remedy will be chant Hanuman Chalisa. Another fire zodiac sign is Leo. For Leo, you will observe that Jupiter will be still aspecting your 1st house in this month, but a 6th house exalted Mars will slowly move towards the 7th house, and then there will be a crowd of planets. First, there is a Mercury transit happening out of your 7th house to your 8th house. Now, why Mercury is important? Because it is your 2nd and 11th lord. So financially, this can be a little difficult time. This can be a time bad for people involved in business. Why? Because there can be investors nagging on you, and they would want return. Then Venus enters Saturn, and suddenly you see practical side of everything. There can be restrictions or criticism that you will face. So what you should do is go with the flow, but take one step at a time. March is a month where you would have to observe the situation. Too many planets are in your 6th house, 7th house and 8th house. And with the movement of Mars, Venus, Sun, Saturn, Mercury, all is crossing the 7th and 8th house. Two areas will be affected. One is marriage and the other one is business. There can be conflicts with your spouse during this time. You should not initiate the marriage ceremony unless you have carefully analyzed your horoscope, especially after 16th of March, because there will be Mars, Venus and Saturn conjunction. Then I observe that around 21st and 22nd of March, Venus will be crossing the position of Saturn. Now, why it is important is because Venus being your career lord and Saturn being your 6th and 7th lord. So this shows career related reality will hit you. Now, because of the presence of Mars, you would want to find a comfortable space, but the struggle will be there. So March is a particular month where you should focus on building a platform for yourself so that you can stand on it and deliver in the upcoming months. But if you're already struggling, if you're waiting for a result, if you deserve something, this is the month that will give you what you deserve. All that struggle will result into positive growth and a bright future ahead. If you want to go for a deal, if you want to go into a contract, merger and acquisitions, buying a company, selling a company, if you're into real estate, automobile sector, manufacturing, all that will be seeing good positive boost during this particular month. People involved in research work, data related work, tech, if you're involved into insurance related, if you're involved into taxation, this month will be good for you. But if you want to invest your money, be very, very careful. Have a long-term plan. Short-term investments may not give you the results that you want. And also people involved into the speculative business like stock market, share trading should be very, very careful. In fact, no investment should be done for short-term in the month of March. For Sagittarius, the third fire zodiac sign, you will see that the movement of planets are around 3rd, 4th and 5th house in this particular month. There will be Mars and Saturn conjunction in your 3rd house, which means you have to be very careful about your relationship with your siblings, about your relationship with your cousins and neighbors. If you want to sell a vehicle and buy a second-hand vehicle, it's a good time. If you want to buy a new vehicle or if you want to invest into new property, think about it. Planning is needed, and without proper planning, you should not take any action. There will be a lot of enthusiasm, but your enthusiasm will be met with some questions that will be asked to you, or you might also ask some questions, some information that will come to you that will make you rethink, and you will be thinking twice before taking a step, which is not wrong, but don't be disheartened if there is a delay. Now, overall, because of the 3rd, 4th and 5th house, this can hit your sleep, this can hit your comfort zone. So this is the time to really struggle and win. Hard work will pay off in this particular month. With respect to your relationship with your father, you will have to be a little bit careful because this can create some point of view differences with your father or father-in-law. For Sagittarius, it's going to be a very good month provided you are ready to hustle, you are ready to move forward with full enthusiasm, but with a lot of practicality and groundedness. Grounding meditation, affirmation meditation are very much necessary during this time, and you need to also chant Narayan Kavach if you feel that you are into some sort of trouble. Also, Vishnu Sahasranam can be a very good remedy considering that Jupiter will be in Bharani Nakshatra, 2nd or 3rd pada. Sun will also move in your 4th house. Sun, which is your 9th lord, will be in the 4th house, which means that people involved into export and import business, people involved into different time zones, working in different shifts, will see some positive growth in your life, but you should take care of your health, and work-life balance will be a problem during this time. Work, but also spare some time for relaxation, because without rejuvenation, your health will take a hit and you can have problems related to spine, shoulder, neck, some injury, spondylitis. So sleep right, your posture should be right, and do yoga of the upper body. Capricorn. For Capricorn, you will see the Mars being exalted in the first half. Then in the second half of March, Mars enters the second house. Also in the first week of March, Venus will also exit out of Capricorn, enter the second house. So this is more about financial security. This is the time when you will work, your hard work will pay off, and you will be able to secure your life, and you will be more focused on balancing your finances, which is actually very good. Your efforts will be out of the box and you will get out of the box solutions. You will be creative in your approach, and your creative approach will give you that extra edge. So for Capricorn, this is going to be an excellent month. A month that changes a lot of things, changes a lot of equations, but for good. Also, because of Mars entering the second house, you have to be careful that events in your family don't affect you. There will be responsibilities which you will have to fulfill, but in order to fulfill those responsibilities, don't burn yourself. Focus more on savings rather than spending money, and that is extremely important. You can convert your money into assets because Saturn and Mars wants to create fixed assets, and that is a good thing. So if you are looking for buying a property, if you are looking for buying a house, a land, a car, see that it is not a liability, it is an asset, and then you can go ahead. Unnecessary expenses should be avoided. Ego-based expenses should be avoided during this particular month. Now, second house is also about your food. So food habits will change during this time. Otherwise, your health will be affected. Take care of your dental health and dental hygiene. Also, be very careful what you speak, because you will try to motivate someone, and instead of motivating, you will end up hurting the person. So when you are speaking the truth, you should be very careful what can be the repercussions. In the second house, Sun will enter the third house, and Sun basically rules your 8th house. So this will be a Bhavat Bhavam position of Surya, which means Sun interaction with Rahu and Mercury shows creative approach, and you will do something that will make the change. So this month, for a lot of people who are Capricorn ascendant and especially Capricorn moon sign, may be a month where you say enough is enough. Taurus. For Taurus, if you observe, Mars will be exalted in the 9th house in the month of March. The first week will experience a Venus shift in the 10th house, which means that your ascendant lord will meet Saturn. So you might face resistance in your career, but this also shows hard work will pay off. Karma phal will happen. So this is going to be a good month for you, especially if you really want to work hard and prove your point. You want to create a space. But if you want a quick result, this may not happen. You will have to wait for the last week of March, when the Martian energy actually forces itself in the 11th house. There is a Saturn, Venus and Mars conjunction, and that will bring changes in your life. Yes, it will ask for some sacrifice. Your role may change, your team may change, your domain may change, the responsibilities will shift. You will be put into a different position, but you will have to show humbleness, and you should be ready to work hard. And this will prove that you are very committed to your work, because any smartness can hurt your job. Even there is a job loss condition developing for only a fraction of natives who are Taurus ascendant. But because Venus is hemmed between Saturn and Mars during this time, especially in the second half of the March, you have to be very, very careful. Also, Sun, Mars, Mercury and Rahu conjunction will happen in the second half of March in your 11th house, which shows that you will change the way you expect things from life. Your comfort zone will change. Maybe you were not comfortable with something initially, now you're okay with it. So depending upon how you change your expectation, how your consciousness changes, decide carefully. Reading Bhagavad Gita is an excellent way of finding answers to your questions, because this will not only keep you grounded, but also keep you away from emotions that are illusions. Also, the 10th house showing a very strong prominence of Mars, Saturn and Venus shows increase in reputation after your hard work. But people who are looking for quick success will only see hurdles, obstacles in this particular month. So go for long-term approach. Also, because 10th house is getting affected, it means that you may go into any kind of argument, debate with your father, with your supervisor, with your boss during this time. Don't do that. Jupiter energy is getting connected with Virgo and Libra through Navamsha this particular month. So try to be as practical and be ready to learn, adapt and change. If you're flexible, you will achieve a lot. Focus more on walking, on reducing your weight, focus more on your bone health, muscular health. So hit the gym if possible, because that will help you a lot. But if you are hitting the gym for aesthetics and you are just gulping some substance that empowers your muscles, you will see a health issue coming your way. So go organic, be natural, but also work really hard. Virgo. Virgo is experiencing a Mars exaltation in the 5th house, which is kind of giving them the power to adapt, power to learn. Good time to start a new project, good time to work on new things. But from the first week of March, when Venus enters the 6th house, you will see that you will start working more on your finances, cutting down on your debts. You will focus more on your savings, and this will help you become more practical, grounded, and this approach will save you from certain financial disaster. Then in the second half of March, Mars will enter the 6th house. This increases the chance of competition. You should be very careful about your health, especially the health of your gut. So eat right and try to fast on Tuesdays and Saturdays, at least on one day if possible, because that will help you work on your health. Now, with 6th house, Mars and Saturn and Venus, this shows a certain victory over your enemies. You will fight for what is right and you will get the justice that you deserve. And when Sun enters the 7th house, this is your 12th Lord coming in 7th house. Changes will happen in the life of your spouse that will also indirectly influence you, and these are positive changes. Sun, Mercury and Rahu having its presence in the 7th house shows that you will establish a new way, a new approach towards marriage. If you are not married, you will see different way, you will change the way how you're looking in as the towards the marriage as an institution. And if you are married, you will see there will be communication issues, and you can only sort it out by being a little bit creative, being humble, and traveling a lot. Because see, 6th house has heavy energies and they want fight to happen. They want to resolve things through conflict. But 7th house Sun and Rahu wants it to resolve through politics. So what is the intermediate? Diplomatic approach. You have to figure out that middle path and you will be able to resolve any issue, be it personal or professional. Overall, this is going to be a month that works on your body, works on your lifestyle and transform it. This transformation may last for a very long time if you are focused on yoga, especially Hatha Yoga. If you want to focus on any sadhana, this is going to be a really positive month for you. This is a month of victory. Pray to Ma Durga by chanting Durga Kavach. Coming to the air zodiac, Aquarius. For Aquarius, Saturn is on the ascendant. Then you will see that there will be a movement of Venus on your ascendant, and which kind of brings your 9th Lord in 1st house. Although you will face reality, but this reality will be good for you. So people who are in troubled relation, troubled marriage should be careful and should try to be as helpful as possible, and things may open up in a very different tangent. It may be difficult for you to accept, but you will be able to see that it's right for you. Now, when Venus enters the 1st house, which is Aquarius, around 7th of March, you will see that on the same day Mercury moves out of Aquarius and Sun and Saturn is there in Aquarius, which means that there can be argument, there can be possessive behavior, there can be you will feel the need of getting something. Maybe especially you would want to, you will crave for love if you have a bad Venus in your chart. So what you should do is you should focus your time in creative pursuits. You should focus your time in meditation, because this is going to test your patience. Very soon Mars will also enter your 1st house. So see, a lot of things are happening around your 1st and 2nd house. So this particular month will be more self-focused, focused on your family and family related problems. This is a great time to focus on your health, love yourself, feel positive, feel energetic, and work on your physical self and mental health. For this, do yoga, do pranayam, wake up early in the morning and go out for a walk, and also stop using bad words, foul words. Don't curse anybody, because that can cause a lot of problems. After all, Mercury will be in your 2nd house and it is your 5th Lord. Cursing or abusing someone, using a lot of venting out your anger at undesired places will only destroy and deplete your past life good karma. Rather, chanting a mantra and focusing on sadhana will be really helpful. Some positive news will also be heard. Some changes and restructuring will also happen in your family, and this may be connected to the real estate, the property share, buying or selling of the company, and also your control. So this is the time when you should not exercise control, rather you should go with the flow, and you will see things will be very beautiful. Just that you have to be focused more on your duty and responsibility and on your own personal health. This is the time for personal development. Your personality will develop, you can become a better person, but a lot of work is needed. So it's like a coal turning into diamond. It's a pressure that is much needed, and you will see that this will make you a better person very soon. Chanting Durga Kavach, Durga Saptashati, or simply chanting Devi Suktam are some of the remedies which will help you during this time. Gemini. For Gemini, you see that your ascendant Lord will be in the 9th house and then it will move in the 10th house, which means that this is the time when you should focus more on your own duties. You will see there will be work related travel that will happen in this particular month for a lot of people. Also, after Sun enters the sign of Pisces, which is your 10th house, if you're working in an MNC, it's going to be a very good time for you. Maybe promotion is possible if that's what you're looking for. Also, you can find new career opportunities, change of domain is possible, relocation is possible. And if you are trying to work for a foreign country, if you want to go overseas for career, then this is going to resolve a lot of issues for that. People who want to work in their own country will see that their confidence will increase and you will be able to work better. Just ensure that whatever you think you are becoming a better version of yourself. Because of the Rahu-Mercury conjunction, this can hurt your confidence and can make you believe something which is not reality. So always ask yourself, is it reality or is it just something, a brainchild, something that is coming out of your mind? Also, Mars will come out of the 8th house, which is very good. This was constantly creating a lot of uncertainty in life. And when Mars hits the 9th house, it's the time when you see the restrictions, the walls that are around you, and you will be able to focus and address those issues. Because without the knowledge of the obstacles, you can't work on the obstacles. So now Mars, Venus and Saturn conjunction in the 9th house shows you the reality. Venus is your 5th lord. You might see that you are working hard but you're not getting any result. Great time for learning. People who want to educate yourself, who want to upgrade on education, it's a great time, but hard work will pay off. Maybe not immediately, but very soon. Also, it's a time for students to focus on their studies. Revision is very important. If you have examinations, it will definitely go good, but you need to work on your memory skills. Memory skills must be sharpened and worked upon. For that, chant Saraswati mantra every day if you're a student, and for others, I will say chant Hanuman Chalisa at least 7 times every day. Libra. Now for Libra, if you see, planets are moving in the 5th house and 6th house. So there's a cluster happening around 4, 5 and 6th house. And this means this is a time when you will be seeing that you are full of responsibility. You have too many things on your plate and you are trying to work on those things. Nothing wrong in that. Just ensure that there will be restrictions, there will be learning on the way. So this is more like learning on the field. So more like practical knowledge will come your way. For students, this is the time where you have to be very cautious, very careful. People involved in academics will see great boost, something positive happening in their life. And people who are looking for a job will also see new opportunities coming your way. You may not like what you're getting, but with little bit of compromise, you can end up in a good job, a decent job, which later on will give you positive growth. Mars will also end its exaltation from the 4th house and will hit and meet Saturn in the 5th house, which is bad for romantic affairs. See, Saturn and Venus conjunction shows reality in relationship. When Mars goes there, it wants to exercise control. It can create relationship issues between couples. So be careful if you have a problem happening in your life right now. The best way to handle is by keeping the motivation, maintaining the momentum of life, whereas also slowing down a bit and understanding your partner's need. This is true for both the partners. Now, 5th house is also known as past life positive karma. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa, chanting Devi Suktam will be a brilliant remedy for Libra natives. After all, your ascendant lord will be with Saturn this particular month. Initially it is with Mars, then it comes and joins Saturn. So you will see a lot of reality check happening, especially towards the last few days of the month of March. But that is much needed. And when 5th lord shows reality check, it's something good for you. So go with the flow and see what life has to offer. Jupiter is already aspecting your ascendant, which is very good. And with Sun, Mercury and Rahu coming in the 6th house in the second half of the March, you will see that new opportunities will come. You will be able to repay your debts if that is a problem. You will be able to recover. Your immunity will increase if you work on your body using pranayam. So work on pranayam, breathing exercises, yoga, but do not invest into some lucrative project unless you know what you're getting into, because there can be deception in information. The information may not be complete when you are doing a certain thing. So revisioning the information, not believing in anything, but again trying to verify every single detail is very, very crucial if you are into business. And also this is a great time to resolve conflicts with your children. But yes, you will have to, walk half a mile for that, and you may have to compromise a bit in that angle. But overall, if I say that for Libra, this is going to be a great month. It's a month that will create the foundation that you need. But to build a foundation, you need to do all the hard work. You won't be able to see the beauty of the building, but the building is going to be ready quite soon. The first water element that we will discuss is Scorpio. For Scorpio ascendant and moon sign, it's going to be a very crucial time because see, it's your ascendant lord which is exalt in the first half of March, and then in the second half, Mars will go in the fourth house meeting Saturn. And when Mars is with Saturn, it is not only with Saturn, it is also with Venus. Venus, which is your 7th and 12th lord. So this might mean that if you want to sell off your business, sell off your commercial property, sell off your home, resolve issues by demerger, then this is the right time for that. Also, if you want to buy a second-hand car, if you want to buy a flat for rent, if you want to move in a rented apartment, or if you want to buy a resale flat, then this can be a great opportunity for people, but you have to focus on your necessity rather than going for luxury. See, when Saturn is in the fourth house along with Venus, it wants you to focus on what is needed rather than what you want. And and there will be a certain level of compromise and certain level of adjustment, but this is a positive movement for you. And considering that in the second half, Sun will be in the fifth house, Sun, which is your 10th lord in the fifth house, shows that people who are involved in the career related to academics, who are involved into the career related to banking and finance, who are involved in the digital space will see great boost. People who are willing to start a new education, maybe a certification, for you also it's going to be a great time. Now for that, you have to chant Aditya Hriday Stotra every morning if possible. See, the cluster of planets is around 3rd, 4th and 5th house. So most of the March month is going to be focused on your comfort zone, on what you want from life, on what you expect from life. Health of your mother can be a bit of concern during this time. Avoid arguments that can happen in your home and avoid any kind of confrontations related to property or assets if possible during this particular month, because this can go little bit ugly, this can blow out of proportion. Also, there will be a certain level of jealousy coming in your mind and heart. So do not compare yourself with anybody else, just go with the flow and keep chanting Hanuman Chalisa. See, if you have this humbleness in your mind, humbleness in your emotion, humbleness in your approach, and you keep on chanting Hanuman Chalisa, this will streamline and you will be able to adjust and improvise on the situation, and you will be pretty happy with what you have at hand. Just ensure that if you are planning to launch something new, if you are a founder of a startup, and if you want to do something new and do something big, you should have your feet on the ground and you should know the reality before you give a face to your excitement. Cancer. For Kark Lagan and Kark Rashi, if you see, the planets are revolving around 7th, 8th and 9th house, and Mars, Venus, Sun mostly will hit the 8th house, which shows that it is going to highlight all the uncertainties of life. You need to keep a track when Moon will be in Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces, because that is the time when you will be able to absorb most of these energies and your mind will be impacted because of this. Which means there will be a lot of mood swings, there will be a lot of ups and downs in your life, but all you have to do is go with the flow. Chant Hanuman Chalisa, Bajrang Baan, and if possible take a sankalp of 108 Hanuman Chalisas in 7 or 11 days, just to mitigate the effect of these energies. Now if you observe that in the second half there will be Mars, Venus, Saturn conjunction in the 8th house, which can create relationship issues with your supervisors, relationship issues with your in-laws, and this can also create a kind of a tussle between you and your spouse. Maybe you are being criticized way too much. Here, sit and talk and do not convert a debate into an argument. Rather, try to listen to what others have to say. On the other hand, with Sun, Mercury, and Rahu in the ninth house, you would find it difficult to believe on things. Rather, you will be seeing so many variables happening that you won't be able to decide what is right and what is wrong. That is why go with the flow and plan a bigger, chalk out a bigger plan for yourself, a plan that is like for the next 2 to 3 months, and then work accordingly. People who are working in speculative market should be very careful. If you're working in insurance domain, data warehousing, taxation, if you're into research work, if you're into occult practices, if you're into petrochemical industry, if you're into alternative energy, then this is going to be a great opportunity for you. Manufacturing sector will be hit positively, but there will be necessary changes. If people who are looking for change in their domain, change in their career, who are looking for new opportunities and things are stuck, now things will start moving in positive direction, but you need to wait till the last week of March 2024. Overall, this can create tussle with your father. There can be point of view differences. There can be opinion differences, and you might find it difficult to convince your father or your father-in-law. Try to remain humble and do not overreact to the situation. Maturity is the way to deal March 2024. Pisces. For Pisces, Jupiter is in the second house. It's in a good state. But if you observe that Saturn will be with Mars in the second half of March in the 12th house. Therefore, this can create unwanted, unnecessary expenses, some expenses that can pop up out of nowhere. So have that buffer. This is also going to be a time where people who are working overseas might have to return, or you might see many changes happening in your life, maybe in your career during this time. This is also the time when you will want to expand your business beyond the local area. Maybe you are a small business or even you are a big corporation. The Saturn Mars Venus conjunction in the 12th in the second half of March is going to really help you. The first half of March is more like exercising your control, working on your finances. It's going to be positive, but whatever you gain, you will try to put it to good use in the second half. So for you, this is going to be a very positive transit. With Rahu, Mercury and Sun conjunction after the 13th and 14th of March, you will see that the energy that happens in the first house will give you creative ideas. You will think out of the box and you will do out of the box. Everything is fine, but just ensure that you are in complete harmony with the circumstance. It should not be that you have found a solution that is so radical, that is so different, that practically it is not possible. So you may get all sorts of creative ideas, write it down, and that can help you in redefining your career and redefining your life. People who are sensitive to anger should be careful during this time. A lot of anger will come out of your mind, come out of your emotions, and you will express a lot, and that can hurt the marriage, that can hurt the relationship, and that can hurt the intimacy in couples. Overall, this is not going to be a bad month. Rather, this is going to be a good month for you, paving the path for emotional release. So go for healing therapies and you will see that you will be able to do much during this time. So this is more about decluttering your life, reshaping, reforming and retransforming your life. People who are involved into the foreign sector, people who are involved in the defense sector, people who are in the law and who are the lawyers, who are the law enforcing agencies. If you are into securities, you will see great career boost during this time. Just that you won't be able to get a good night's sleep because too many thoughts will come in your mind. You should meditate at least for 5 minutes before you retire to the bed.